Drive safely.
Thanks.
Yeah. मला मला वाटलं 2 मिनिटं की आनंदजी एवढे बोर झाले माझ्या
No,
बोलण्याने
I
की
really don't know. And you should actually you were co-host. How did the meeting stop? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'll make it again. I am making you again co-host. Yeah.
And this is the paid version, right? This is not
It's a
the.
paid version. It's a paid version.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. I think Sudhir ji is with you, Sangeeta ji over there.
Join करत असतील. I will go and check.
Okay, no problem.
We are
No
in
problem. Not a
different.
big deal.
I'm in my
No, I
office.
understand.
I'll just
No,
check.
all
Yeah.
good. All good. No, not an issue. So I think the issue.
This is really surprising, because
Yeah, I know.
you are co-host. So anyway, the recording also is now split into two. That is okay. I can always correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we
So
are starting from here now. This is the
absolutely.
introduction part is one side. Now this is actually the main
Correct.
meeting.
We are getting into it. And this is where I need help. Okay. So let me just share a few things. So the other part is आपण म्हणलं की 50 plus आहेत आपल्याकडे mentors. If you really think about all the GNG members, they are in these three categories: professionals, academics, and entrepreneurs. All three of them need help. They need help in different areas. Part of this work effort is to also identify where they need help. We think they need help in these 30, 40, 50 areas, but there might be other areas which we may not be aware of. So what we are doing is we are creating this academy with a view where actual knowledge is going to be disseminated. People are going to get trained, and people are going to apply that information to certain projects where they actually do stuff. आणि संगीताजींना हे माहिती असेल, people learn through audio, people learn through video, and then there is kinesthetic, which is people learn by doing. आणि खरं सांगायचं झालं तर as we age, I'm speaking about myself, not about other people, but as we age, we learn more by doing rather than just listening or watching. So the idea here is we will do this as workshops where people not only teach, but they'll actually provide some practical examples of how do you apply these things. तेव्हाच आपल्या सगळ्या लोकांना अजून ते रुचकर पण वाटेल आणि अजून त्यांना त्यातनं ज्ञान संपादन करता येईल असा प्लॅन आहे. तर त्यासाठी what we're going to do is I'm going to share a document. Here is what I need from you on this call right now within the next 5 to 7 minutes. Okay. Here's what I need. In the Zoom chat, you will type 3 ideas that you feel will make this program a success. Whether those ideas are addition to what we're already sharing, or you think those are some different ideas that you have, or you have some ideas to structuring this or implementing or new topics you want to bring in. It doesn't matter. You're going to write 3 things in the Zoom chat after I present this document. So give me 5 minutes to walk you through this document. And as I'm walking through this document, I'm sure light bulbs will go off for you. म्हणजे तुम्हाला असं वाटेल, अरे आपण इकडे हे करू शकतो, ते करू शकतो. Type 3 things. So I'll accept Ashwin. Ashwin, please don't type. You're driving. I totally understand. But let me actually share my screen.
Thanks. I will speak it out when everybody's ready.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, share. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And thank you again to Anandji and Sri Harsha for building out this document. And so let me share. I'm going to share first this part, and then I've got 2 slides I'm going to share in addition to this document. So some of this we've already covered, but here's the idea. We have 35 courses or topics that we have identified. Out of these topics, first we'll select 6 to 8 and offer those on August 3rd. August 3rd is going to be in person in the Bay Area in Silicon Valley. But I would argue that we can do this virtually also. In addition to the Bay Area thing that we're going to do in person, we should also do this virtually so that more people can connect with us. They'll take advantage of this, all of that good stuff, right? So that's first.
It will be hybrid. It will be
It
hybrid.
will be hybrid. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Anandji. Every mentor or quote unquote teacher or tutor is going to prepare this curriculum. It will be sessions designed by them, right? And then at some point in time, we may pursue accreditation some from some university, etc. But that is not the goal of Garje Marathi. We are not here to build a university, etc. But we are really here to teach and mentor people and really upskill people. Okay. Here is the list of GMG Innovation Academy topics. And against each topic, we have identified some people. This is only a starting list. This is not the final list, which means we can add topics and we can add more tutors or more mentors. So I'm just going to go through this really quickly so that you already know this and you are aware of all of this. First is आपण ए पासून सुरुवात करतोय म्हटलं AI असायलाच पाहिजे पहिल्या ह्याच्यात. So AI is going to be the top one. Lot of people there. Akash Patil आहेत, Shama, Salil, Sudarshan Bhabara. I'm happy to add my name, but I didn't want to add my name because it already खूप जबरदस्त लोक आहेत ह्याच्यात. AWS, banking, blockchain and crypto, business analytics, cloud, customer experience in services sector. So Sudhirji, I think that's you. We got cybersecurity. We got some amazing people in cybersecurity, defense tech, which is actually a major industry, especially with what happened in the last month or so with India. Defense tech is going to be a big deal for India as well as for the US. And Amit Mahajan is the right person for that. Design thinking, design is applied everywhere. Thoser is going to help with that. Entrepreneurship. If you haven't met Anand Shirarkar, you should. ERP, Yogesh, FinTech, immigration visa sati, we are looking for someone who can help. Information security, IT leadership, Dinanath Kholkar आहेत, Datta Junnarkar आहेत. And then between Sri Harsha, Sandeep Padya, and myself, we'll be taking care of leadership, which is a horizontal capability across everything. Then we've got manufacturing, medical devices, mortgage derivatives, risk management, pharma, healthcare bio, which is sort of biotech. There's one more called pharma commercialization. Then we've got investments, angel, VC, private equity. Product management, यात बरीच लोक आहेत. Neha ji is leading it, and in addition to Neha ji, there's also a lot of people interested in doing this. Real estate. Another one is startups and how to start a startup. That Sanjay Bandari, Vijay Tarle, there's a whole team of mentors in this startup sort of topic. Student mentoring, campus to corporate, तिथे Milind Kankar and Rupali Deshpande, they've done a they're running this program today. So they'll continue to run this. Supply chain management, sustainability, talent management.
Supply chain, I think Ashwin Abhyankar also would like to join there, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure,
Let me,
I can help out on that.
Yeah.
awesome. Anandji, please add Ashwin ji over there. I don't have edit rights on this doc, which is actually good. You don't want like too many cooks in the kitchen. Sustainability, Samir Ketkar, talent management, Abhijit Vaidya, UX research and design, Kuldeep Kerkar, VC. Oh, I think there's some overlap here. VC investment and then PE mother. But VC investment, Prakash Bhalerao ji, Sudhanva Kulkarni, Naresh Apte, there's a bunch of people. So these are 32 topics. And if we do a MISI of this, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive, जर आपण याच्यावर MISI लावलं, that I think this still stands. We have like 30 plus
Dr.
topics
Sudhir Joshi
to choose from.
Sudhir Kale wanted to add one topic, Sudhir, you told me in the morning.
Yeah, it might be gaming or something like that.
Very quickly. So one of the other hats I wear is to advise family businesses. And this is one area where there is, even in the academic sector, quite a lack of knowledge. and hardly
Yeah,
any universities offer any courses on family business.
true.
And the second angle on this was that throughout this particular excellent document, we are talking about monetization. So what I was thinking was, if we offer a course in family business, then only the children of family business owners will attend that. For example, Balasaheb Chitra's children and nephews and things like that. And then they don't mind paying because capital is not a constraint for them. So from day one, we can begin to monetize that. Number two, we get more bang for our buck because these are highly connected individuals, both in
Mhm.
India and elsewhere. So that would be something that generates revenues from day one. Number two, gives us the added exposure that we need. And three, we can get the corporate support.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great idea. So family business आपण अजून एक ऍड करूया ह्याच्यात.
I added to the main document. I added
Okay,
to the
perfect.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
So any
So,
other thoughts on that, this idea, Abhijit ji or Anand ji
yeah,
or
we're
anybody?
good. So what we're
Yeah,
gonna do is this exercise. We're gonna do this
yeah.
exercise. Everybody take 5 minutes and type 3 ideas in the Zoom chat. So go to your Zoom chat, type 3 ideas that you would like to add to this sheet. That idea could be, oh, we need to run this as a workshop or like something else, or you have new topics, or I want to do this for a particular geography or whatever
Mhm.
those ideas are. So let's take
Uh,
5 minutes and write those 3 ideas in the Zoom chat.
can I jump in a little bit here, Abhijit, if you don't mind, before we start writing
Yeah. Please.
our
Yeah.
eyes? There are a couple of things I noticed. So there is absolute top-notch wealth of various topics and the people who will be facilitating this. My it is just a suggestion, but from learning and development perspective, there are three things that I might offer here. That all the courses that we are offering, they need to follow a few principles. So one is that of andragogy as opposed to pedagogy. Andragogy means embedded in the adult learning principles.
Hmm.
You briefly referred to it, Abhijit, in terms of how do adults like to learn. So there are a few principles around there. So no matter which course we are talking about, they need to have this underpinning of adult learning principles. Number two would be when we are assessing in whatever form, the assessment needs to be not the traditional form. Thanks to AI, it is very easily generated by AI, and we do not want to assess competencies based on AI's competencies.
Hmm.
So how have you done? So it is employability based, or what we call as authentic assessments, which is project based or actual hands-on, demonstrating those learning outcomes. So whatever course that we are offering, they need to have very specific curriculum design, which is across all the courses. So there is a need for a bit of standardization to just ensure the quality aspect of it, because
Yep.
later on, if we think of accreditation or whatever, it would help us to get there. So I mean, in the diversity of it, in the format and in the structure that we present, everyone needs to have that certain level of uniformity. And if that is what is acceptable by all of you or whatever, then a kind of a very basic train the trainer. The train the trainer is not on the subject matter, but in the form and of delivery and standardization that we might seek to achieve. एवढं म्हणजे हे फक्त सजेशन आहे, एक मॅक्रो लेवलवर हा विचार आला म्हणून मी ते सांगितलं.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
love that. And Sangeeta ji, if you can guide us for that, especially if you can share any slides or content that says, oh, here is how
Mhm.
you embed adult learning, or Here's how
Mhm.
you standardize curriculum.
Yeah.
That would be hugely helpful, because then we can, that I love the idea of the train the trainer also, because that way we can get all mentors really dialed into how
Yeah.
should they structure disseminating these workshops and sessions. That's a
Yeah. So
fantastic idea. I love it.
Yeah,
yeah, let me
thanks.
add.
Yeah, happy to work at that. That's why I have not put my name on any particular topic, but more at a macro level to help to be a support person for everyone else who is delivering those courses. Yeah.
But Sagita, I remember in our discussion you had mentioned that you will help in building each course around certain template or certain principles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the curriculum template for curriculum
Yes.
design,
Yeah. Yeah.
assessment, and really that closing the loop, what we call as the constructive alignment, that there are learning objectives
Mm.
aligned to that are our assessments, and then whatever learning activities, material that we are putting, they need to be in alignment with that. So there is a closing of the loop, so at the end of whatever course a student is taking, they would see for themselves that those learning objectives have been achieved, which helps in our evaluation, monitoring, reporting results as well.
Yeah, so this is great. I certainly appreciate both the inputs from Sudhirji as well as Sangeeta because if we, so for Sudhirji's point, I would like to add, I have a cafe which is run by my family for last 8.5 years in Portola Valley, and we have actually went through the pandemic and successfully turned around with everybody's help, and it's growing, touch wood, and we are planning to use some of that space after hours for this one-on-one in-person trainings too. But that skill, like coffee, baking, pastries, and everything. So my also model visualization is anybody wants to get into that kind of business. Hey, we have a business from GMG community member. Why don't you come and spend some time, not just the theoretical knowledge, but hands-on practical knowledge and get yourself confident with what is needed, right? And if you do that for a 1 month, 2 months, and then they will start their own businesses. Means the goal is not just learn and find the jobs, but if you want to pursue it as a small business, so we have all the mentorship and everything, and we will actually have that. And on coming back to your suggestions is absolutely important if we put this framework right from day one. So what will happen is the value which will be delivered out of this, any of the courses will have tremendous correlation between the theory, practice, and individual, wherever they are, because the whole purpose is they should upgrade their skills, their confidence level, their trust, so that they will be delivering it in the right spirits when it comes to the execution. So it's not just the getting another certification, but it will transition them from wherever their level is to the upward and forward. So goal is to make yourself move upward in your confidence level and execution level and forward in terms of your growth. So that way we are not giving the conventional traditional certifications. So this is
Perfect.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. I have put my points.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, I'm just
Ashwin.
going. Yeah, go ahead, Ashwin.
Has Ashwin reached home?
hello,
Yeah,
just
he has
post
reached home. He has reached home. Hi, Ashwin.
hello, just post slow. So I'm going to just reconnect through my laptop and I'll join in 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm just going through our notes here. Sudhirji said pace of getting to the point of monetization is extremely important. Absolutely. How do we get fastest to monetization? The good news is, especially for August 3rd, we are collecting money up front from all the people who will register for the event. So the monetization will be upfront. and then of course we'll deliver, and then we'll, you know, give adequate compensation to the mentors and facilitators who will be doing that. Um,
For that reason, I have said in the beginning that Garje Marathi can set aside some funds to begin with. We can say decide we need 10,000, 20,000, $30,000 for next first 3 months before we really start monetizing or we start getting
Mhm.
rich. We can decide on that, and that money can be
Perfect.
raised. That money we have also, not a problem.
Yep. Anandji, I don't know if it is my thing or your thing. There, getting some static on my
No,
audio.
not me, not me.
Okay.
Is it better now? Could have been mine.
I'm
Um,
not getting any static. I'm okay.
okay.
How
Let me
about
just.
now?
No, Sudhir, we are okay. Only
Oh,
Abhijit
okay.
is getting some static.
I am getting static, so probably it is a
Even I was
problem at
getting some
our end,
static. So
Sudhir.
Okay. Um, hopefully this is better. Um, yeah,
Okay, there should be any now.
yeah, it should be good now. Let me go through some other notes here. Anandji says we need to differentiate ourselves from other academic institutions' online courses. How um, how we don't know that as of yet, but yes, we should. You know, the good news. So here's the part that I find like the most exciting thing. We have mentors, and we got a phenomenal community of people who are eager to learn. So we just need to light a match and light this fire. So but yeah, I agree with you, Anand ji, ki hey आपल्याला करायला पाहिजे. The only thing is we have all the right ingredients. At least that's what I feel. And then a couple of more comments coming in, and then I added that like if we do like a 3 hour session per topic with a 10-minute break in between, it's got an overview, a deep dive, a task or a project, and a assessment. With those key ingredients, we can run a really good session. And 3 hours I feel is a pretty good decent time for someone to learn a particular topic. Of course, it's not going to be the whole thing, but at the end of that topic, we can give out resources that says, okay, if you want, this is the path. If you want to crawl, walk, run on this path, these are additional resources for you to learn and read up and all of that. So that way, could be YouTube, could be books, could be other things, but a 3 hour session could be a good start.
Uh,
After
a,
that,
su-
we
a
added,
s-
yeah,
can
go
I
ahead.
add
Sorry.
here?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
suggestion could be once you identify, say, for your 3rd August, what are your 10 courses, कुठले courses आपण हे करणार आहे, तर त्याच्या ते launch तर होणार, पण त्याच्या then getting those 10 facilitators and talking about those things as to ते 3 तास जे ते देणार आहेत त्याच्यात exactly I mean based on the subject matter, of course there will be variation in that, पण त्यातला basically end outcome काय होणार, I mean reflecting on that, so that some sort of evaluation and measurement matrices that we will have to agree across, so that we can one vouch for the quality. If there is an external body later on, if we are going for any accreditations, we have good reporting on that. And again, the element of in the diversity, there is that base level of standardization, that this is the objective, this is what we do, and this is the outcome.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
point, Sangeeta
See,
ji.
I'll tell you that the 3rd August event is more of a, you can say, making people aware that we are doing it, and those mentors or those, we will not be able to conduct 30 courses there. We will identify 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 courses, because there are 5 breakout rooms there which are available, the venue which I have finalized. I'm going to tell our mentors that take this as an opportunity to tell your vision about your course to the people. There will be about 20 people who might uh, be there from Bay Area who might want to attend your course, or there might be only 3 people. But you take an opportunity to speak to the camera and tell what your course is going to be. And also, we will take an opportunity by a person like Abhijit Khadilkar or the other person who are leading these things to tell world that what this Garje Marathi Innovation Academy is. So that is more of an you can say teaser or icebreaker like a thing. So that then onwards we will start the actual program, actual the curriculum or actual program. That is my. I think I have made myself. This is my concept. Getting everybody at one place is more of an exhibition than of real outcome that day.
Correct.
Then Ashwin Abhyankar and others also have some comments. Abhijit, are you reading?
Yeah. Let me read through them. Um, I think Sudhirji, so Anandji wrote about social entrepreneurship. Sudhirji wrote about string together 3 to 4 courses to form a module, AI competency, soft skills, etc. Sangeeta ji mentioned about the overarching framework, a needs-based target group with learning objectives, assessments makes sense. Oh, Ashwin ji has a comments here. Learn from Israel's success in scaling entrepreneurship and adapt those lessons for Maharashtra's startup ecosystem. Support B2B startups in India with targeted help in sales, strategy, and execution. Yep. And also promote non-IT sector,
Non-IT
manufacturing,
sector.
life sciences. Absolutely agree. Great points. All those three. And one thing that caught my eye is that sales strategy. आणि आपलं मागे एकदा बोलणं झालं होतं या विषयावर की आपल्या कुठल्या युनिव्हर्सिटीजमध्ये सेल्स ही गोष्ट शिकवत नाहीत आणि प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये सेल्स लागतं. तुम्ही
बरोबर.
कॉर्पोरेट लीडर असाल, entrepreneur असाल, काहीही असाल, but sales is required everywhere. But unfortunately, sales is not taught everywhere. And especially for Marathi professional, sales is very much required.
बरोबर.
Absolutely.
I think that is a great angle for us to take, and Ashwinji has just substantiated that here. So we should figure out if we can build a sales module. Actually, out of the 32 topics, we don't have a sales topic. We should add that topic right
I just
now.
add without anybody's name against.
I can do that. I've taught that for 20 years.
Awesome.
So not a problem.
रेडी मॉड्यूल आहेत सुधीर काळेंकडे.
Everything is ready. Yeah.
So I write it as a sales. That's all.
चालेल.
Sales, strategy, execution.
Achieving sales success or something like that. Yeah.
Barobar. Great call outs. Thank you,
Because
Ashwin.
you're not talking about sales management, what is taught is sales management. Very little about, personal selling is taught in universities. And I think that becomes critical, regardless of whether you're making a speech to your employees or, to some external organization representing yourself in Washington or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
I think that
You're
is
always
very
selling.
Yeah.
आज बायकोला सांगितलं आपण कुठे जायचं आपण किंवा विचारलं कुठे जायचं रेस्टॉरंटला that you're selling the restaurant idea. मला याच रेस्टॉरंट मध्ये जायचंय.
I don't have any experience in that realm, but
Yeah.
इथे नेगोसिएशन करावं लागतं.
Oh, love it, Sangeeta ji. Thank you for bringing up negotiation.
So
Yeah.
that's the famous saying on sales, right? Nothing happens until somebody sells something to someone, right? Means that's the starting point. Deepak is very good at that as well.
Yeah,
Training,
Deepak
like Deepak Mandara. Yeah.
Excellent.
But that's great. And then what I was thinking, because we have only 8 weeks left. If we say 8 courses and curriculum, it will be too much of work. I was thinking let's take 1 or 2 simpler leadership, which we can go deep dive based on Sangeetaji's framework. And then we can create the high level for 6-8, but we will launch that sometime October. We don't have to rush for everything. That's like 2-3 suggestions I've given. So if we work on that, then the objective is to bring the most value out of it, right? We don't want too many diversions at the beginning, so people will get confused. Instead of that, show one, but show what kind of depth it has, what kind of skills enhancement and learning experiences it will bring, and that will be the differentiator. And all others will follow the same pattern.
We have to build a system around it. Right from the software to LMS to so many things, we have to still build around that. So if we start
so we can get we
Yeah.
can get one or two, and Abhijit's your unlock is very good source. So you specify which one we have to do. If you say we will see that one like personal branding or whatnot, because it's good for everybody from leadership standpoint. How to tell your story, right? Your elevator pitch and your 5-minute pitch for yourself, for your whatever the strength you want to portray.
I
We,
like
we
it.
are considering module at LMS.
Moodle.
Moodle.
Model is good.
Yeah, we're considering
Um,
Moodle.
yeah, so that question also we'll have to upfront kind of come to a decision, because the capabilities of LMS will determine what all we can do.
And
Uh,
we are prepared to invest in LMS. Not that we have to buy something which is free, but everybody said Moodle takes care of most of the things, and you can tweak it as per your requirement also. That's what I was thinking. And
Yeah,
we are
means
going to operate the same structure. I have told in the Sanjay Bhandari also today morning that whatever startup cohorts you are running, you should run it on the same pattern, as we are trying to do in Innovation Academy.
so what I feel Sangeeta ji should take the lead on giving that perspective, because we may start with less number of courses, but we have to cover the larger audience across the globe with all different topics, and it will keep growing, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
which platform we should choose, considering the scalability approach and endpoint. And that's why I said 10-year vision for the academy, because
Yeah.
if we do that
I love that
and
idea.
define that, then we will able to structure
I
all the
agree. And if
components
We may
around
again, if
not
that.
start
Sangeeta
with
ji is,
everything. We may
yeah,
not start with everything, but I want number of things in our prospectus, like wherein we can tell who are our mentors, what are the courses to be conducted, but we may not give the timeline or something like that.
Yeah, it's my recommendation should be, let's define the vision, what all things, but we can do certain topics and mentors as a snapshot summary, but we don't have to open entire 50, 60,
Yeah,
right? If we are say,
yeah.
we can always do phased manner, and we will say that we have to work
Yes,
this out, take the feedback from the first batches, and then we will
yes,
make it
absolutely,
more
absolutely. Because
valuable and relevant, right?
yeah, we
So whole
are up to
purpose
something
is
which is
that.
very big, so we can't just run. We have to be very
Yeah.
careful.
And all the
so
suggestions Sangeeta ji provided is
हा
very
ते
important. Yeah.
सुरुवातीला जे आपण सुरुवात करणार आहे, मी कुठेतरी वाचलं, गुगल क्लासरूम हे वाचलं, पण
Speak in English because he wants it to translate it.
ओके सॉरी.
Yeah, he doesn't want Google to translate.
Nice. So somewhere I read in the document there was reference for Google Classroom, but if Anandji is saying that we have the money and we are looking for long term, then Blackboard and Canvas are very popular. There is a huge uptake of these two in pretty much every university that I know in Australia, as well as in high school education sector. Though these platforms are meant for educational purposes, where you are hosting where you are Canvas, Canvas, Canvas.
Sorry.
So Blackboard मध्ये काय आहे की त्याच्यात एक कोलॅबोरेट असा प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे की ज्याच्यातनं आपण हे म्हणजे आपल्याला झूमला जायची गरज नाही. We don't need to go to Teams or Zooms or any other thing. They have an inbuilt system called Collaborate. त्याच्यातनं you can deliver instruction. त्याच्यातच सगळे कोर्स करिक्युलम नेस्ट करता येतात. आणि एव्हरीथिंग दॅट वी नीड टू डू त्याच्यात अनालिटिक्स आहेत, त्याच्यात सगळं आहे. तर ते एक सजेशन आहे, पण आपल्याला जे सुटेबल होईल आपल्याला ते
That is what we have to decide. We have to
आपल्याकडचे
decide
टेक
what
एक्सपर्ट
suits us.
ते इव्हॅल्युएट करू शकतात.
Yeah, I use Canvas very actively for all the Stanford lead or other courses. Blackboard I've not tried, but if it has
I have tried
collaboration,
various
then
alternatives.
we can.
What is free? Like people have suggested, or I read also that instead of Calendly, you can have Google Calendar dedicated to each mentor. Because for me, Google Workspace for non-profit, I can create 30 users without paying a dime, and each will have his own Google storage, own Google Calendar, everything. So, but that saves me money because Calendly is pretty expensive if I have to give Calendly to each mentor.
Yeah, so what I feel is early stage we will use one platform
Yes.
where we don't invest, but as we grow from non-profit to revenue generating, then we will have to, but we will test the other platforms which are recommended as a 1, 2 users or 4 users. So we
Yes. Yes.
get the experience of all the
Hmm.
flavors, and then we will
Hmm.
see, because you have to see
Which one
the
works?
cost, support, and sustainability. Like when we scale, then it should have all those features and functions, so we don't have to transition from A to B. Otherwise, that becomes very painful process, you
Yeah.
know?
एक आत्ता
Yeah,
लक्षात आलं आपले एक इनोव्हेशन आपली एक स्टुडंट होती डॉक्टर अपर्णा देसाई होती आपल्या फर्स्ट बॅच मध्ये
Yeah, I know Aparna Desai, yeah.
स्टार्टअप
Yeah.
ह्याच्या तर तिचा तो प्रोजेक्टच LMS होता व्हेंचुरा LMS which was AI driven LMS. So she is one of, I think, our first or second batch graduates from GMG.
Yeah, I checked. Yeah.
तुम्हाला माहित
I
सुधीर
know,
आय
I'm
थिंक
connected with her.
या तर what if she is able to offer us her LMS because she is a student of GMG and if that works for us there is no harm in testing that out.
Okay.
yeah. It's my again, we should do commercial as well as advance, and then see there, because sometimes we talk to them, she will say, "Oh, I already sold that platform."
No, Aparna Desai comes and meets me when I'm in Pune
But
also.
again, we can always
Yeah,
support our participants also
her
if there
as
is
I
a
remember her she was targeting medium and small because big organizations go to these canvas and all these big people
right.
so she was targeting Ventura was targeting at medium level organizations and offering LMS.
I
So based on what I remember her pitch at that time
totally. I
in
mean,
a
we
very
should choose whatever is good. If Ventura is good, let's choose Ventura. If Canvas
नाही
is
मला माहिती नाही but since she is associated
yeah,
with
yeah.
GMG मला असं
No,
वाटलं.
look, we always want to encourage our people and
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, but at the end of the day, we're going to make the best choice possible,
Yeah.
and that's just what we're going to do because GMG is also capitalist, even though we are a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Because LMS is going to be the backbone of our
100%. We need to choose the
delivery.
best.
म्हणून
And
ते
I'm sure Ashwin will jump in and say, "Hey, no, that's the bottom of the pyramid, the top of the pyramid." आणि मग आपल्याला तो चांगला धडा शिकवणार आहे मग. So I think he'll tell us.
Yeah, so on Ashwin, so Ashwin, why don't you introduce yourself? Because I know you were out, but that missed, so we can do that and then we can get to the next. So I know we are limited time, but yeah, I
Sure,
don't
sure.
want
I'll
to
take
miss that. Yeah.
give a quick short introduction. So Ashwin
I have
Abdul.
messaged Aparna. Yeah.
So Ashwin Abdul, I'm in San Diego, part of GMG for a while, part of the GMG San Diego team as well. Professionally in the workforce for 20 plus years. Some of the exciting things I've been able to be part of is startup KPMG's Innovation Center in Bangalore. So that was one of the things related to this topic. Couple other things related to this is for entrepreneur within an organization kind of a experience had helped KPMG build a few products, licensed it, and sold it to other large corporations from there as well as Fortune 500. So that's like the in-house entrepreneurship. Apart from that, supporting entrepreneurs in different ways. Me and my wife have been supporting entrepreneurs either in funding or mentoring. And then personally, we are also involved in entrepreneurship on our own. And we have our own entrepreneurial venture on one side related to analytics. And in the corporate world, had a chance to work across two different industries. One is financial services, other is manufacturing life sciences. And I think one of the topics that came up was supply chain related management and analytics. So I had a chance to support a lot of large corporations like Thermo Fisher Scientific, Abbott, Quidel on topics related to global supply chains, how does that impact the operations? How does it impact the financials? Those kind of questions. And I'll take a quick break. So happy to address any questions.
Great.
I just don't want
Amazing.
to break
Thank you
the
for joining us.
this thing. We are nearly in a 1.5 hour on the meeting. So should we continue or we can?
So let me wrap up, Anandji, if with everybody's permission.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a set of um, recommendations and around structuring our sessions from Sangeeta ji. One is going to be about how adults learn. Second is going to be about having a consistent standardized structure for all sessions. And the third one, I forgot the third one. Um,
Feedback.
yes, feedback and assessment. How do we assess? आणि चौथी गोष्ट आपण आता अकॉम्प्लिश केली की वी गॉट ए स्टार्टिंग लिस्ट ऑफ दोज 6 or 7 टॉपिक्स फॉर August 3rd. If you guys have any edits to these topics, if you want to remove or add, please let me know. But the 7 topics are as follows: um, AI, cybersecurity, cloud, leadership in a disruptive world, sales, setup to startup. It's just a name I just made up so that we can address the startup entrepreneurship community. And the 7th one is product design, because there are people always interested in product design, whether it's corporate or entrepreneurs. These 7 things. We also talked about potentially using Blackboard or Canvas. I would recommend we just start like with one, whichever one is easiest to get set up, because these are fairly standard. So let's go ahead, and if you guys have any recommendations, let's go ahead with one. Our next step is the following. We need to contact these mentors. While Sangeeta ji and Sudhir ji help us with the structure and everything, we need to get 7 mentors, or probably 7 plus mentors, to get them ready for August 3rd.
Yeah.
We need to get a brochure going that says, here's what we are doing as our first event for the Innovation Academy. We should think about a ticket price for that day. And we should think about, should we launch this also as a hybrid thing,
Mhm.
right? In addition to August 3rd ला Silicon Valley मध्ये होणार आहे, चांगलीच गोष्ट आहे. But should we also do another event, similar event, hybrid? And So those are our next steps. But my ask of all of you is, what is our next meeting as we look at this, so that we follow up on this? I think between Shri Harsha and myself, we can take up the work of creating that brochure and creating that, invitation and ticket price and all that, because we worked on Zephy and other things on Garje Marathi events. So maybe the two of us take that up. But when should we meet next, so that we follow up on the consistent structure and the brochure? Because those are the two most important things, so that we can go out, do social media campaign,
So
for people to sign
So,
up.
Sangeeta, would you be able to have those things out within a week to?
When we are meeting the same group again, I could just do a PowerPoint presentation with we don't want lengthy things on that, just
Correct.
dot points in terms of what I could do a presentation. And it needs to be co-created. Whatever we do, those are I can only put the principles, and then let us agree on how we are going to say tackle this particular point and apply it to our courses. So that will be quick. And yeah, so whenever is the next meeting, I would be able to do a PowerPoint presentation on all those topics.
I suggest that we should meet at least weekly. May not be such a long meeting, but can be of half an hour also.
Yes.
Today because we are getting introduced to each other, so that also took some time. And uh, we have a Google document wherein everybody is actually editor. We can add our comments to that, so that from that Abhijit and Sriharsha can compile things, And next week around the same time or the same link also we can use and we can meet. I will share the video recording. Why I am saying next week? Because I don't want to have long break also. So I know it is demanding. You all have your professional commitments, but we have to do that. I feel.
Totally. Let's do it.
Yeah, means
Uh,
my input will be, let's do weekly, same time, 30 minutes and
30 minutes.
recurring
30
as a
minutes. And we
cadence.
will not expand. Only this people. No expansion. No expansion.
in terms of the presentation, I'm going to need more time because,
Okay.
yeah. So I might look at, since we are looking at 3rd August, I would say, the 3rd or the 4th week would be good enough in June.
Yeah.
Because this and the next week is my end of semester where I'm finalizing grades and it's grading time.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking at the 3rd.
What I would recommend is आपला WhatsApp group आहे ना या लोकांचा.
चालेल ना
So
त्याच्यात
why don't we
आपण
drop information there?
Correct.
The transcript for this and the meeting minutes will also go in there.
Yeah.
Correct.
And between Shreyash and I, we will drop in some outline of what this will look like. These 7 topics, who could be those mentors? We'll drop those topics in. And Anandji, we can get our offshore person to create the first
Oh yeah.
sort of run of what this
Yeah.
will look like.
Yeah.
So
in
we
terms of
should,
a
And
picture.
Sri Harsha, Avish and myself, we are in a driving distance, from here, so we can also meet also in person.
yeah, so we should do
Please,
Google
can-
folder for this, and then upload the
Yeah.
documents with the version.
So
The another,
I will create Google Drive and will give access to everybody.
yeah, so we will have access. And then Sangeeta ji, I know presentation may take longer, but if you have some documents which we can
Yeah.
like
Yes, I
chew
can
in, you can just drop that so we can at least
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
getting familiar to that.
Yeah,
So then we
because-
can
रात्री जेव्हा
start.
झोप येत नसेल आम्ही तेव्हा ते वाचून काढू सगळे म्हणजे
Yeah, because August 3rd is not far.
Totally kidding.
सिम्प्लिफाय करायचा प्रयत्न करेल की ते सगळं तुम्हाला वाचायची गरज नाही.
Yes, thank
आणि
you.
फक्त ते डॉट पॉइंट्स ते पीपीटीचे आपण बघितले की ते मग दॅट शुड बी अ गुड इनफ बेस मटेरियल फॉर अस. कारण की आपल्याला तेवढा वेळ नाहीये आणि
Yeah,
गरजही
means
नाही.
we want to
Okay.
start working on some topics parallelly. So we'll take that as an input. Yeah, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
just one thought in terms of, this is almost like project management, going up to August the 3rd and working backwards. So I think the first 2 things that are critical, one is, the rubrics that Sangeeta is talking about. How do we assess, how do we structure our courses and so on and so forth. So I would say that, there should be at least a middle level consistency, because we cannot make it one size fits all, because obviously the courses are quite different. And the nature of the beast is different in terms of what you want people to walk away with. But at least the criteria that she's mentioning, those should be standardized, A. And B, as soon as we can come up with some semblance of a brochure, that would be great. Because then we can start promoting this thing to our friends and colleagues and your wide network, Anandji, because that will create the momentum. And the earlier we start with that, the better, I think.
And I need how to onboard mentor, or how to we should approach mentors, because telling mentors what we are going to do is most important, and that has to be told in a very professional manner, for which you people should help me.
एक प्रश्न इथे येतो की जर नुसते मेंटोरिंग डिस्कशन वेगळा पार्ट आहे ना याच्यातला.
No.
Mentoring is different from instruction of these
No.
courses.
I mean mentor and tutor.
Yeah,
Not
same thing.
Yeah. Those who are going to conduct the courses. Yeah.
Design, conduct, even designing also will be from their side, right?
Yes,
Whoever is the
designing,
expert.
creating second field of operators is also their responsibility, Means the tutor cannot say, I don't have time. He must have that second line to carry on,
So this is basically end to end, whatever is
End
the
to end.
course,
And you take
it will be
responsibility on
end
your
to
shoulder,
end.
that's
Yeah.
your baby. I think we are done here today.
Okay.
We are.
Can I stop recording?
Great meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'll stop
everybody.
recording. I'll
Thank you.
share recording.